Hey there, friends and enemies, Joper here again, and today I want to tell you how to get some of the best weapons in all of Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty, including my personal favorite, the Order Tech Double Barrel Shotgun. This thing is absolutely broken, and I highly recommend getting it. So, first off, if you didn't know, Cyberpunk 2077 has a tier system for their weapons, which means even your iconic weapons can drop at lower tiers if you snag them earlier in the game. So, with Phantom Liberty, what you're going to want to do is make sure that you're getting tier 5 items, you're high enough level. Once you do so, you can actually come to this black market area in Dogtown, which is right here in the main stadium. You're going to see this little money symbol right here, and that's going to allow you to visit this guy Harold, who's going to have some really awesome weapons. He's going to sell the Order Shotgun. I know there's been talk of these being on rotation. I haven't really found that to be the case, but it might be. However, he's going to be selling tier 5 weapons as long as you're able to obtain tier 5 weapons in the game. The nice thing about this is that he sells weapons that if you missed a side mission, or you weren't able to complete it, or you didn't get the iconic weapon earlier in the game, you'll actually be able to snag it here. So there's a lot of different options for you, and it's going to be the best way to get some of these really awesome weapons. If you don't have any iconic tier 5 weapons, this is the perfect way to do so. The other nice thing, you can get tier 5 grenades as well, and overall, highly recommend coming here, seeing what's in his inventory, and then waiting until tier 5. So one of the things you can do during a Cyberpunk playthrough now is ignore any iconic weapon. Either you see it on the ground, maybe don't do the side mission in order to get it, and all that kind of good stuff, in order to push off getting them until you get to higher level, because unfortunately crafting one of these tier 3 iconics into upgrading it up to a tier 5 is very expensive as far as materials. Now these weapons are also expensive as far as money goes, 105k, but that's pretty easily obtainable once you get to the level where you're selling base tier 5 weapons as well. So that's not really a major concern in my personal opinion, because of how much money you can get. And there's just a lot of different options. If you want to run a knife build, you can get this butcher's cleaver, which is crazy. You've got katanas, which are really good. You've got pistols and all that kind of good stuff. They're craftable iconic weapons, which is kind of crazy. So lots of different options for you if you want to go this route, and I think it's something that everybody should be checking out. I know a lot of people have missed this because they've been asking me in some of my shorts where to find this shotgun, and this is exactly where to get it. So if you were confused, if you didn't know, this Order Shotgun, I'm going to go in a little bit more in depth into that as well, because this thing is absolutely broken. It's damage of 400.98, which is maxed out on the scale, plus 50% headshot damage multiplier, plus 100% armor penetration, 3-second charge time, which doesn't feel like a lot when you're actually using it, plus 10% shock chance, 14 projectiles can be charged from the hip. So charging this weapon above 66% vaporizes enemies in its path, leaving an EMP trail behind it only for the brave of heart and steel of nerves. So if you have a more tanky build where you're able to take damage and you can really charge this thing out, the damage it does is insane. You can one-shot almost any enemy in the game. The ones you can't one-shot, you can take down in just a couple shots. Yes, the kick is really crazy. Yes, it takes a little bit of time to reload, but the damage you're doing, the stun factor you get pretty often, especially if you lean into additional shock chance and trying to stun enemies with your shotgun, can be absolutely phenomenal. I highly recommend getting this if you don't have it already and playing around with it, because it's, again, my favorite weapon in the game, and one of those weapons that I think everybody should be trying out at the very least. It might not be for you, but that's okay. Now, getting the tier 5 weapons makes a massive difference already, but even when you're looking into builds, there's a lot of these different options. Like this Problem Solver tier 5 power machine gun is also very good, especially if you're a fan of machine guns in this game. So this is the place to go if you're looking for those tier 5 weapons for sure. And I wanted to show it off because I know there were some folks who were looking around for these weapons, not sure where to snag them, and this is the perfect place to do so. So anyway, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see more Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty content from me. I'm going to have some more builds and guides and all that kind of good stuff here going forward. My name is Jopa. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.